no one has more stuff than an empty nester parent who's finally downsizing. Humorously known as boomer junk, this organizational nightmare often falls to kids and grandkids to decide what to do with these sentimental items and childhood memorabilia that our parents insisted on keeping in the attic. Before we take too many cheap shots, boomers grew up in a time of prosperity, but were raised by parents shaped by the Great Depression. Experiences like that impact people deeply, and one of the ways it manifests itself is that it's challenging for people to get rid of anything for fear of needing it later. Generationally speaking, a lot of boomers are collectors and highly sentimental, which can make it really hard parting with personal items. Throw in another important stat, and that is that boomers tend to stay in their homes longer and they age in place, meaning that houses have longer runways for things to accumulate. Regina Lark is a professional organizer, and she was featured in a House Beautiful article recently where she offered tips on how to manage the accumulation of this stuff and reluctant parents in the process. Number 1 on her list was to negotiate gently. Talk through what is fair game to throw out, donate, and keep. Letting them share stories about their things can also make letting go of the items easier. Create a scrapbook. I did this with my kids' artwork. Rather than keeping piles and piles of kids' crafts over the years, I had everything digitized to combine into albums by grade. It was a huge space-saving trick, and there's no reason why it can't be done with other memorabilia, whether those are letters, news articles, and so on. On that same note, photograph or frame sentimental belongings. There are services like the Heirloomist that will photograph almost anything you send, and they'll send back a print. I love my mom, and Mom, if you're watching, this is really not directed at you. But I will say that we've had these same conversations over the years. My mom sharing the value of something and imploring me to take it and incorporate it into my house. And in some cases, I did. But on those things that I just didn't want or need, you do have to set some boundaries. Establish a schedule and a deadline to complete a clean out. Cleaning out your family's belongings is an emotional process, and letting go of tangible items can be really tough on people. Setting a goal on when you want to be finished really helps to keep people on track. A process like this is not meant to be rushed. Take the time to listen to stories and share memories. It's an emotional process, and letting go of personal things can be a kind of grief in and of itself, but setting goals on the timeline will help to keep things moving forward.